If I had to classify something as a victim of its own success, this motorcycle should definitely be on that class. Suzuki GSF N1200, better known as Bandit. Is this the ideal machine for a cafe racer project? No, not really. But I found one with a very clever and interesting approach. It may not be the best racer in the world, but it is one of the best custom bandits I've found so far. Welcome to Racer TV. If you are thinking to yourself, it looks good, I would have to say, I agree. But I also think it looks better than most. I am obviously referring to most other Bandit-based projects. Although it is not my kind of machine, I have to recognize that this transformation is very well thought, because it has several important changes that are so subtle that you will only notice them after I point them out to you. And these are the kind of features I like to see on a cafe racer project. Contrary to what you are expecting, this is not exactly the work of a professional builder. This is the final result, thought by someone like most of us. Eduardo Luft, a Brazilian man who is passionate for motorcycles since his childhood, and a cafe racer enthusiast. And this is what makes this project even more interesting. As I was saying, Eduardo is not a professional builder. But, as I usually suggest, he did what he knew and left the professional work to the professionals. This was one of his directives before starting the project. He found the right mechanic from Araujo Motos, who tuned the carburetors with these new KNR filters, and Vilma, the perfect plater, who is also the painter. Eduardo recognizes he felt insecure the day Vilma asked him, "Are you sure about cutting the frame? Remember that there is no turning back after this. I know that it requires some courage to do this kind of thing. But when someone like Eduardo knows what he's doing, it is always something that is worth the risk." After cutting the subframe, they ordered a new custom-made structure to make the rear end look lighter and cleaner. But its size was not calculated by accident. One of the most difficult things on a good cafe racer project is getting a good and proportional seat, also including a rear cowl. And to make it work properly, Eduardo discovered that the Ducati 796 seat had the right dimensions. This was the starting point to create the new rear substructure. Although the fuel tank may seem almost untouched, the reality is quite different. Remember when I said that this project had several subtle changes? This fuel tank is definitely the biggest source of subtleness. As you see, the front concavities were entirely removed, creating a much smoother and nice format. But this was not smooth enough for Eduardo's eyes. He asked Vilma to make it more rounded on this top surface of the tank. And that's what he did. It is a very subtle change. But when we see it shining in the sun, it makes a difference. And there is more. To hide all the electrical wiring and battery, the bottom of the fuel tank had to be cut. Another subtle change is the rear brake caliper. Eduardo decided to change it in order to give a lighter and cleaner appearance to the rear wheel. Getting back to the Ducati's seat. This might not be an entirely new approach on this kind of project. But Eduardo made all the necessary changes to make it look perfect on this Suzuki. In fact, the seat with this rear cover looks so good on this motorcycle that it is almost like it came out directly from the factory. Eduardo told me he did not want to create a motorcycle just to ride, but a machine which could give the rider a true life experience. And with such a lightweight and powerful set of wheels, I think he probably got it right. As I previously said, this is not my kind of cafe racer project. Maybe it is too aggressive, with too many cylinders for my personal taste. But in the end, I really admire all the subtleness and its maker's smart decisions. And from this perspective, I think Eduardo did a really great job. Thank you for watching Racer TV. And as always, I hope to see you next week.